go.
Well, hello everybody. Marty and Misty here, PodJamTV Live with another edition of PodJamTV Live.
And we have special guests
Two
today.
special guests, yes.
And we're going to talk about love and social media.
Love and social media, very popular topic.
Yeah, and we have Mark Davidson. He is ranked number 35 by Forbes as a top 50 social media power influencer. And he has been on Twitter for 5 years or more, I'm not sure. And we have Yukari. She's a writer. She's also a co-host of our favorite show, Getting Engaged. And, of course, she's the better half of Mark.
Absolutely, of course. Welcome, guys. It's great to have you with us, all the way from Victoria, Canada.
Yeah, all the way, yeah.
To get into our discussion here, you guys have a very similar story to Misty and myself. You met online, and you then met in person. And why don't you tell everybody kind of how you met and kind of the story of how you guys got together?
Well, I was up really late one night, and my Twitter, I felt that my Twitter account was boring, so I decided to, on a lark, be funny and stir up some emotions, and woke up about 4 hours later to my alerts going nuts. Apparently, TechCrunch picked up my joking, and then the rest of the media picked up TechCrunch, but then rather than framing what I wrote in a funny way, framed it in a serious way. It went viral, and So I get a DM on Twitter from a mutual friend of Yukari and mine asking me to speak, and I'm like, oh man, I really don't want to speak on this. And he talked me into it. So I spoke to his damn hearts. I spoke to his lunch group. Yukari was in the audience, and she thanked me afterwards on Twitter, and I'm like, oh, you're very well. Whoa, time out. Hello. And you know, it's funny because I clicked through to her avatar, and I was like, wow. I had this picture in my head of who the ideal woman for me would be, and there she was. And then I clicked again to her about me, and there was this picture, amazing picture, taken by another now mutual friend, and that was it. I was just like, that's it, I'm done. It was the strangest thing, and apparently, and I didn't recall this, but Yukari looked up the archives. I sent her a Facebook request that same day, like hours later. I don't even remember it being that quick, but yeah.
That's so sweet. That's very romantic.
That's a great story.
I
Absolutely.
love it.
Now, Yukari, you and I met at Blog World, I think in 2010. But then the next year, it moved to LA, and that's when things kind of progressed to the next stage. Why don't you tell us about that, where you met in person?
Well, so we met. He did this viral thing in September 2011, right? And you spoke at our social media group in October, and we became Facebook friends. Then we started chatting every day. Then I said, well, and I remember you saying, like, well, too bad you live so far away. Like, if you're here, like, I like to take you out for coffee and get to know you, kind of thing. And I'm like, well, actually, I'm coming to LA for Blog World. So do you want to have, maybe we can do coffee then, right? Then, I think a couple of days before, so I told him when I'm coming, like what flight, blah, 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 and this is my schedule in LA. Maybe we'll find a time to meet. And a couple of days before I left, he called me.
The night before.
Yeah,
I manned up. I had a couple of glasses of wine.
So we're chatting like 2 hours on the phone. The first time I'm talking to him on the phone.
Is that the first time you've talked, period?
Yeah.
And I had had her phone number for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I gave him phone number, but he never called me. And it's international long distance, right?
Oh boy.
So we're chatting. Then at one point he says, "So how are you gonna get to the hotel tomorrow?" And I'm like, "I don't know, cab from the airport." And he said, "Are you out of your mind? Because it's gonna be like $100 from the LAX to downtown LA area." And I'm like, "Well, I don't want to rent a car. I don't really have any other way to get there." Then he said, "Do you want me to come pick you up?"
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Like I don't know him that well.
And that's the first time you would have met, right? You have not met in person up to that point.
Plan was to arrange something once I get into LA.
Gotcha.
Right? But then he decided, it was decided then that he's going to come pick me up when I arrive, and you did. But we were together ever since, I guess.
Yeah, there's a little more to the story. I wanted to make sure I was there early because with LA traffic up the 405 from Orange County, like anything can happen. Your travel time can be anywhere from half an hour, 25 minutes to 3 hours, right? So I wanted to make sure I left plenty of time, but there was absolutely no traffic. I got there, and here it is. It was a Wednesday night.
I have no idea.
I think it was a Wednesday night. And I'm thinking, what am I doing at LAX on a Wednesday night? And so I was like, okay, well, I'm already here, and questioning what I was doing, and then all these people got off the plane to come down the ramp, and I'm waiting, and you're nowhere to be found, and I'm thinking, man, what a geek fest.
There's a lot of people on that plane probably going to Blog World too, right? And I was the last one to come out because I had to go to the washroom and make sure I look okay. I'm doing my hair, and all that. That's why I was the last one to come out.
And it's funny because I started to think, am I even going to recognize her? Did she walk past me? But it's, the moment I saw her at the top of the ramp, I recognized her immediately, and I was just like, oh my God, she's beautiful, like way better looking in person than her picture. And then I just got silent, and I walked her over to the wrong conveyor belt, and I'm just standing there trying to be calm and cool because because internally what's happening is, oh my God, you're so beautiful. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my whole life. Oh my God, I love you. And that would have been a deal killer right there, and I didn't want to blow it.
I'll be like, whoa.
Right. So instead, I'm just completely silent, standing at the wrong conveyor belt. No luggage is coming down. There's nobody around us. And like 10 minutes later, it dawns on me, oh, wait, we're in the wrong place.
Nice first impression.
Yeah, right. You're very quiet.
Now, when you met at Blog World, obviously you spent the whole time together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then after that, Mark flew back to California.
No, drove.
Oh, drove.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh no, you were right down. No, Yukari left. I'm mixing it up. I'm mixing it up. Leave it to me.
An hour with traffic, maybe. An hour.
Okay. So you guys go your separate ways, and we can identify with this. Then it becomes kind of a long distance relationship, right? So how is that to deal with in the beginning?
What are the challenges that you've experienced being, in a long distance relationship? Like for us, what's good was that at least we are in the same time zone.
Yeah.
But the problem was we were so far away from each other.
Right. Yeah.
About what? The same time zone?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the Eastern time zone. Cincinnati. I'm in Connecticut. So it made it a lot easier. And you guys were also in the same time zone, Pacific time, but still, different countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously hit it off at Blog World, and then you had to separate. That must have been not too good.
Not too good. I remember that, and even on the phone call, you're like, no, that was a Facebook message. You're like, what are we gonna do when we hit it? When we meet, and what are we gonna do if we hit it off?
Right.
And I'm like, if we hit it off, we'll date. I can do it. It's not ideal, but what other choice do I have? We just
Right,
have to do the long distance. You're like, oh, I hate this. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, long distance is not. I'm bad at it.
Now, since we're all kind of geeky and we love technology, obviously there was a challenge with a long distance relationship separation, physical separation after you meet. But I know that Misty and I, we had all different kinds of ways to still stay in contact. How'd you handle it? What'd you do?
I actually remember talking to you guys about keeping in touch, and I think you guys told me like just use FaceTime or what is it, like Apple Chat, whatever you call it? iChat. And at the time I was still using BlackBerry, so I couldn't do
I forgot about that. So that right there negated a lot of the technology.
Now I have iPhone, but
Very good.
so we're just doing regular phone calls.
Oh yeah, phone bills amounting to a car payment a month.
Oh my goodness.
That's right.
Regular phone and
we substituted out regular SMS for Facebook Messenger. So that helped to cut down because the text messages add up quick, especially international.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's I guess that's the challenge if it's international. But compared to us, like we were like in the same state, so
same country, so we didn't have that issue.
Did you ever use Skype?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It is Skype all the time.
Yeah, at least it's like it's free, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, Skype is definitely great.
And the reason we also ask you about challenges and the gadgets that you use is that aside from the challenge of people meeting in social media and having a long distance relationship, it's really forming a relationship with someone you've met on social media. I guess you guys are lucky, we are lucky, but there are people who aren't. There are a lot of problems they experience, like they get scammed or they fall in love with the avatar or whatever. Have you experienced any of those problems?
Well, we're lucky, but I do remember being really wary about that. He made sure that he liked me, and I was like, that's great, but I don't know this person. Like, he looks kind of cute in the avatar, and I remember telling my girlfriends about it, like, well, this guy seems to really like me, and I think we're gonna go meet him. And my friends were so excited. I was like, wait until I actually meet him, because I'm not really counting on anything until I actually meet. So
the challenge with dating through social media and getting to know somebody through social media is you don't have body cues, you don't have verbal cues, and there could be that attraction online. But if you meet face to face, even if it isn't a scam, there's no guarantee that attraction, that chemical type of neurotransmitter attraction will translate into face to face. The chemistry may not still be there. So I was kind of like, well, when it comes to online dating, my general rule of thumb is, meet immediately, sooner than later, before you invest time, emotion, and feeling, because once you're emotionally involved, it becomes a different program. You're kind of like chasing this hope of recapturing what you had online in real life, and it's not always going to add up. And then there's the scams. Like about 3 months after we had met, somebody went and put a face on my post on my Facebook wall saying, "You're the Mark Davidson from South Africa that scammed me," and all this stuff, and I'm immediately like, oh my God.
Davidson, the scammer.
Calling up love fraud, calling up Yukari. It's not me, it's not me.
I'm like, yeah, right.
Like, I've never been to South Africa.
Yeah, that's a real good tip. Don't fall too much in love with the avatar, because once you go to a certain point, and I would also add, if you're online and you're getting to know someone and maybe it might turn romantic, And if they if they make excuses, if they don't want to meet you in person, especially in a public place,
That's a
and
red
that's a
flag.
big red flag. I mean, there's obviously something they're hiding. You know, you meet someone physically, you know, before social media. What'd you do? Well, you went on a date. Usually went to a public place. It's really no different to move the relationship along. But now, you know, and we found we've known people on social media that hide behind avatars and things, and they give you all kinds of stories. And so, I mean, for folks that, you know, are new to social media or maybe think they're going to start a relationship from people a person they meet through social media, yeah, that you got to watch out for that. That's a big red flag. You have to meet in person because, I mean, that's what relationships are all about. Social media is really just a tool.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Can you read that? I don't have my glasses. I can't even read the screen. For those listening to the audio podcast, it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
I can't read the screen.
And now that you guys are a couple, as a couple on social media, do you feel it's an advantage or is it a disadvantage, you know, being active, the two of you are both active on social media?
I think it's an advantage because I think if one person in a relationship is heavily into social media and the other person isn't, it must be very confusing. Right?
Sure, yeah.
Like you're at dinner, you take a picture of your food. It's like, what are you doing?
Right.
Or you got
Me biting you
you
too,
go to the
right?
supermarket and you're like,
I love
why
that.
am I on wine?
Well, it's funny.
I think we're lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Vine, it was funny because I saw that one Vine of you taking a Mark Davidson, something talking about branding. I don't know, in a grocery store. It was hilarious.
He wants to debrand, and he was mad at me because I was vining him. Like, because there's nothing else to film. I was in the grocery store. Yeah, so I think it's an advantage. Yeah, like if one person's into social media, the other person wasn't, that's kind of a nightmare. I really enjoyed that I can talk to him about the things I'm interested in. You know, like you often say you should have a hobby, and I think this is our hobby, and I can just say, you know, Marty said this funniest thing on Google Plus, and he knows what I'm talking about, right? Or even like we have a whole bunch of other mutual online friends, and I was like, oh my God, did you read so and so's blog post? And he was like, okay, let me check. You know, like I like it. Yeah.
Excellent. What advice would you give to couples who are both like yourself and like us, who are both heavily involved in social media, very active? Any advice as far as your experience now that you're married, and any advice for anybody out there?
Advice? Oh, I don't.
Don't do long distance.
Don't do long distance. It's really hard emotionally, psychologically. And I knew this up here going into it, but I didn't. I underestimated it. Any insecurity that you might have gets magnified by 100, right? I was horrible at it.
He's not very good at long distance. Yeah.
Yeah. Mostly, yeah. I think that actual connections, the eye contact, physical presence makes such a big difference in everything. There's even with phone, with Skype, with the technology, it's not a substitute for face to face.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Mark on that because, like, with us, of course, the airfare
Oh my God! I mean,
became really expensive because you enjoy each other's company more rather than just doing it on video or talking on the phone.
plus Cincinnati is such a pain in the neck to fly in.
I know.
It's just not an airport that has a lot of flights. So.
It doesn't have Southwest.
And also has all those little planes that I
He hates small planes and all the
those little
planes
commuter planes.
that comes out from there are like small planes, and he would like
hate it. Oh my God.
The flying part. Yeah, the expense.
I did all the flying.
Yeah, she did all the.
Yeah.
with you guys, you have the international going back and forth. I mean, at least for us, we're in the same time zone, U.S. I mean, I don't know why I'm complaining so much. I really shouldn't. I mean, looking at you guys had to deal with going back and forth, passports, and now all that stuff. So it's probably even much more expensive than what we had to deal with.
I guess for me, the question also I was asking, like, can you give couples who advice to those who are both active in social media? I guess for me, my advice would be probably before you send a photo up on Facebook, Marty needs to like approve the pictures. Yeah, well, some of them I'm like, Marty, can I post this? It's like, oh, okay.
No, I don't know how you guys. I don't know if you guys post for each other. I mean, sometimes, yeah. I mean, she'll ask if she's always taking pictures, and posting this up and that up. I go, what are you doing? It's like
sometimes you just woke up and like, can I post this now?
Oh, it's just like, man.
Yeah, I had to sign a photo release and waiver, and Yukari signed nothing.
It's not fair, right? Like, I post all his pictures, like, nothing going on, just take a picture of him, post it. But when he does that for me, I get mad, right? Like, don't
Do that.
Yeah, that's not fair. But, yeah. Or the things we say to each other.
Oh,
too.
yeah?
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Like, can I post it? Like, just earlier today, the Britney Spears comment, like, can I post it? Right?
Oh my God, that was funny.
Yeah, so that happens a lot.
There was a little bit more to the dialogue than what Yukari had posted. There's a lot of funny dialogue that I would love to be able to post, but can't.
Some stuff was a little sensitive
Yeah.
than the others, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think the key word there is discretion.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that all those of us who have been involved in social media, that's I'll do my advice. I mean, use discretion. Talk with your partner. Especially if you're both active. I mean, Misty's been great about she always asks me if she can post a picture, what picture she's going to post, and I mean, be sensitive to each other. I know you guys are the same way. But just communicate. It is public. I mean, we're very public on social media. I know you guys are as well, and it could be a blessing and a curse at the same time. Blessing if you treat it right, and you could really put your best foot forward, and a curse if you post the wrong thing, and or maybe a little too public. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think we've had too much conflict with the posting. Really.
Yet.
Yeah.
yeah, there's still time.
Yeah.
Right. You never know.
Absolutely. You want to talk a little bit about?
No, maybe we should give them a chance to share what they're doing.
Absolutely. Now, beyond love and social media, I know both of you guys are very active. Social media, you have different projects going on. Why don't you share what you guys are up to as far as different projects and social media related or internet related, online? I know you, Kari. I know you do a show. We should talk about that.
What is it? The show?
Getting engaged?
Well, getting engaged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had a new episode come out today. I have to film more with Russell, but yeah, I have a show called Getting Engaged, online, in life, and at work. He helps us with lighting. He hates helping out, but we appreciate it. So that comes out like every week usually, and me and my social media husband Russell about engagement in online, in life, and at work. So yeah, that's ongoing thing, and I blog and at yukaripeerless.ca, and I'm going to Japan next month as a brand ambassador for All Nippon Airways with Callie and John from Geek TV, and also Neil Schaefer. You probably know Neil, right?
Oh yes, yeah, we know him online.
We did a brand ambassador thing last year, and we're
I saw that.
excited. Details are coming, but that's
excellent. Now, getting engaged. Where can we find that on YouTube?
That's youtube.com/engagery, I believe. I'm not sure. Sorry.
We'll put it in the.
You don't have the channel name is Getting Engaged, but the
Okay.
URL, like I don't know. It's not Getting Engaged.
Yeah, we'll put it on the show notes.
Yeah, we'll link to it.
So for people who want to check out other stuff that Yukari is into, then you can put it on the show
Yeah,
notes.
the
How about-
trip to Japan sounds very exciting. I know I've seen the work you've done with Callie Lewis and John P. of GeekBeat TV in your previous trips. So this is going to be similar to what you did before?
Yeah, this is the same one. This is like a part 2. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
How about Mark?
How about Mark?
How about Mark? What's going on, Mark?
Mostly these days, I try to shy away from the personal brand and all of that, and just try to stick behind the scenes. Really, I do a lot of presentation on behalf of other people and content marketing.
Excellent. And if people want to follow you or find out more about you, where should they go?
Where's a good place to go?
I don't even know. I really, I really don't maintain much of a presence of my own anymore. Everything that I do in social media is mostly white labeled.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. I think that's going to wrap it up. Yukari and Mark, want to thank you very much for being our guests all the way from Victoria, Canada. It was a pleasure to have you guys on.
And we love hearing your story.
Oh yeah, great story. Hopefully we can have you back sometime. We'd love to talk more about that. I think it's a fascinating subject.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay.
then
Want to talk
next
about
week-
next week?
Next week we have Peg Fitzpatrick. She's a writer and the founder of My Book Club, and we will be talking to her about the book club and how it is to work with publishers and authors.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that'll do it for
not
podcast.
yet.
Oh wait, what?
I have fun sketches.
You know what? This is the second week in a row.
Yeah.
I forgot.
So if you guys want a custom-made illustration of your pet, or if you have friends, like Valentine's is coming up soon, you want an illustration of their pet, go to Furry
Or any
Sketches.
holiday, right?
Yeah, any
Birthday,
holiday.
right?
Birthdays.
Doesn't have to be Valentine's Day.
Doesn't have to
Could be though,
Valentine's
but
Day.
yeah.
Yep. Go to furrysketches.com and you can see the gallery, and also
We'll put the link somewhere in this video
we have
and in the show
the
notes.
order form ready to go.
Excellent. Very good. You know what? I won't forget next week.
Yeah, you always
I
forget.
always forget. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. See, Yukari and Mark, I'm always forgetting, so whatever. I'll have to remember. You'll have to write cue cards for me.
know.
Big cue cards, and maybe I'll put it right up here in front of the camera.
Yeah, probably you won't
right.
forget anymore. Okay?
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and watching and listening. This is Marty and Misty of PodJam.tv with PodJamTV Live. We will see you next time.